Welcome to Spade and Saw. This will be my first voiced over video. Here I will be doing a few things around my garden and I'm going to showcase that to you. Right now I'm currently picking up the old logs I had bordering my main garden here. They were just kind of too small and I'm going to put in some bigger logs to kind of make the border more defined. While I'm doing that, I'll quickly explain what's going on here on this channel. I plan to do more voiceover videos and do some DIY, maybe some instructional stuff. We'll see. Kind of my main focus is to do gardening, DIY, any kind of fix-it stuff for your house, things like that. So stay tuned as I slowly build this channel into something I want to see other people using. Currently, I'm pulling out all the weeds and overgrowth that's growing onto this weed tarp. I eventually plan to pull up the weed tarp because I really don't like that I put it there. It's already kind of shredding up and it was cheapy to begin with. I think I got it off of Amazon. And this whole garden setup was presented to me from Garden Like a Viking. Shout out to him. This was more of a quick way to set up a very large garden I see. And I really like the use of the bags. I've been using bag growing for quite some time in my gardening history, and I've always had really good success. So I tried these 100-gallon bags, and I'm doing pretty decently. I still have had struggles. And here you can now see I'm putting in the new logs. And the reason the bags have been somewhat of a struggle is that I filled them with native soil, so it's a lot of sand in there and just dirt. So I've been working on trying to add more organic matter to at least the top layer of the bags, whether it be compost or grass clippings or anything like that that could help raise more organic matter in the soil itself and not just be sandy and drain really fast or be even a little hydrophobic at times. You can see me heading over to the chicken coop now with the weeds, just trying to give them a little treat. And you'll probably see me do that a couple of times. I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video though, so we can get to where I finish up this little project here. I slowed down here just a quick second to remind everybody to get your gains while you're in the garden. As you can see, I'm doing some curling reps with this log, and later on I do some squats. It's always good to try to keep your body moving.
Do them squats, baby.
Also, I believe that you should have a partner or someone with you, even if it's just your dog, hanging out with you in the garden. So that way, you're not all alone and there's someone there to motivate you to keep pushing forward. So here's where I realized that I really need to kind of make this look a little more presentable. I felt it was kind of awkward to have these giant pieces in the middle, and I'm gonna take them and put them towards the ends and put the smaller pieces towards the middle. And a quick look at my gardening partners here is my dog Meyer. He's a mini dachshund. And as I pan over, this is my other dog, Baloney. He is a 3-legged Pomchi mix. He actually is a gardening dog. He will prune the trees for me if I do or don't want him to. And we live over or next to an airport, so there's always planes. So at this point, I've already put like some pretty big logs here, but the grass is overgrown. I keep one side weeded. I'm able to hit it with the weed whacker, but I try to be careful not to, as you can see, some dust flew out there. I think I hit some sort of fungi, but I try not to weed on the other side of the logs to not tear up the mat anymore, which is why I want to get rid of the mat. So that way all there is just wood chips and I just end up flinging them everywhere, and I can always put more down. And I'm just going to speed up the footage a bit here since pulling weeds isn't the most exciting thing, and just kind of keep talking. It's also helping me shorten up the video a bit so that way you guys aren't here just watching me do stuff and you can go get in your garden. I plan on in the future putting garden beds that will go alongside of this that are in the ground. just trying to maximize my space here and provide more growing areas, even though I have quite a bit. My goal is eventually to use my entire yard for gardening and possibly doing a farm. That is pretty much my goal at some point. And as you can see, I'm grabbing my rake and I'm going to rake up all of these weeds and then take them to the chickens. And it looks like I got quite the mass of them here, and I'm ready to go ahead and take them over to the chickens. Usually in these weed piles you can find all sorts of bugs too, along with seeds and stuff that the chickens like to eat, and just the green. They like to eat a lot of the green. And this is just a little random moment. I had to empty out my wheelbarrow because I had some of this moss and some more logs in it. So I'm using this moss to cover up my tabobuoy tree. I haven't done any videos on this tree, but it's a really awesome tree. It's good for your pollinators, especially during the springtime. What it will do is it will turn all its leaves into flowers, essentially. And it'll be just this big, beautiful yellow or pink, this is a yellow variety, tree. They're pretty easy to maintain. You don't have to do too much to them, and they kind of like drier conditions, which will allow them to grow well here in Florida, especially during our current drought we're dealing with. And I'm just using some Spanish moss and palm fronds I found to kind of use as a mulch. I already put some fresh compost and dirt. I believe that was also in my wheelbarrow before this, so I'm just trying to clean out the wheelbarrow essentially. So now that I have the wheelbarrow emptied, I'm going to go ahead and collect up these weeds and take them over to the girls. I currently only have 4 birds. I did start with 6. I had a rooster that I had to get rid of, and another chicken did die on me. But other than that, it's been pretty smooth sailing. There's still some improvements I need to make personally and with the coop itself, but I have a setup here that I'm really happy with, and especially with the recent upgrade I made, like making this aviary where you can walk in, has made it a lot easier to manage this coop. And when I recorded this video, I was having an issue with a rat, which I address in some shorts I did, and I'm also going to release a longer video where I do like a rambling talking situation. But right now I am throwing in as much of the weeds just right here to kind of fill in the space. Since the chickens have been here, the ground has actually lowered because they dig so much. I actually have to surface up the coop a little bit. And here are the girls. I have 2 bar rocks here and my onyx. The other chicken, Teddy, is a Polish golden lace. You can see her back there. More to come with them later. So back over here at the main garden, I had this Spanish needle. I actually just looked up the name of this. This is a Florida wildflower that grows really easily and almost everywhere, so it's pretty much like a big old weed. This flower attracts pollinators like none other, and the only downside to it is when it dies like this, and in this shot I'm actually getting tons of the needles all over me. They produce these needle-like seeds that stick to clothing, which kind of shows how they get everywhere. These things grow literally without anything. You don't have to do anything. You just let them grow. Right here you can see me wiping off all the needles. They're just everywhere. Now today I'm going over and trimming up these banana trees, getting rid of their dead leaves. Someone actually suggested in my comments to do this, and I was like, yeah, I am actually planning on doing that soon. But I always appreciate the insight for other people who may not know or need to know and for their care. If you notice in the beds here, the bananas, I've started to grow what looks to be squash, pepper plants, and tomato plants from the composted peppers, tomatoes, and squash I put in there. It's been kind of interesting. They actually just formed a bunch of powdery mildew recently, so I don't think they're doing as well as they are in this shot here. This banana tree was a gift. The other banana tree that's really tall there was already planted on this site, so I've just kind of added more trees to it. And this big banana tree has 2 pups growing out, and the smaller tree over there only has 1, but it's been struggling. As you see here, I'm just taking the banana tree leaves and I'm breaking them up a little bit and just laying them on the bed to help with moisture retention and just to give that nutrients right back to the trees as they continue to grow. I took the leaves off for just a second so I could kind of till up this bed a little bit and mix in some of the nutrients that's there. Put all the leaves back here, and I'm just going to crush them a little bit to kind of break them up, and hopefully these will break down pretty soon, but they don't have to break down right away. Again, I'm using these as a mulch, so I want to protect the soil as much as I can. I also had some dried out leaves and sticks and stuff to just throw over on this side to give it some nutrients as well. I trimmed a bougainvillea and my passion fruit vine, so that's where all these came from. That's all I got for you guys today, so thanks for watching and hanging out with me in the garden.